Hello, knife lovers. Yeah, that would be you. My name is Pete and I'm from knifeup.com. Today we're going to do another review, and this one is on the Benchmade Griptilian. It's not a new knife, but I have some fun insights on this, and it'll be a short video compared to some of my other ones. But here's the thing, I'll give you if you stay tuned, you gotta stay tuned through this whole video, you will hear my top 3 reasons why you're gonna love this knife more than a lot of other knives, and you will hear my one main reason why maybe not to love this knife. You wanna stick around for that, but even more importantly, after that, I will give you a chance to win a free knife. I will pay for shipping. I'll ship it right to your house. Brand new, never been used. It's a Kershaw. I'll tell you what kind at the end of the show, all right? Stick around. All right, guys, so here is the packaging of the Benchmade. When it arrived, I was a little bit surprised, but in a good way, that it came in a little bit nicer box than a lot of my knives come in. They just come in a little tiny, cheap plastic or paper box, but this is a little bit more substantial. And then when I opened it, ooh, look. Wow. So there's a Benchmade use and care manual right there. But then look at this. This has like a foam in here, but it's a really nice kind of foam. It's not just like cheap styrofoam. It's meant to look somewhat decorative. And there's a little thing here that talks about the axis lock. But then look at this. It's got its own nice little pouch. You got to kind of work on it here to open it a little bit, and then there she is. All right, guys, you know we like the packaging, but now we're beyond that. We're at where the rubber meets the road here. Here is one of the Griptilian versions that are out there. There's a lot of Griptilians, and a lot of them have thumb studs, for example. This one doesn't. It's got the thumb hole. We'll get to that in a minute, but it's really a classic knife. It's one of the main staples from Benchmade, and we do like it a lot. It's not super cheap, but it seems to be worth the money. It seems to be doing quite well. So one of the first things, our first thought when we saw this, we like the axis lock because, you know, you can kind of do this. You can open it and shut it with a little bit of practice, and honestly, like without even using the thumb hole. And the thing is, I can do this faster than an assisted opening. I can, sometimes it bounces back, but you know what I mean, right? You get the idea. It's just kind of fun, and of course you can do whatever. So one of the things that we like about this as well, while I'm flicking it open here, the sound of this is just really, it's got a certain click to it when you open it, when it does the opening. I don't know if you can, well, you can hear a click, right? But if you've got a lot of other knives and you open and shut them a lot, this one has sort of the sound, the clicking sound that this one has is just kind of really neat. I mean, it means nothing in the bigger picture of things, right, in terms of quality. It just sounds cool. All right, so let's get into some of the specs. It's 154 cm steel, all right, and all that really means, guys, we talk a lot about knife steels, but really it's just an upgraded 440C type of steel, and what makes it different and upgraded is that they've added molybdenum. All right, so they just play around with the metallurgy a little bit, and you can come up with different iterations of a similar steel. It's got the axis lock right here in the handle, and you know, overall it's just a really solid lock. I mean, I have nothing to say about it other than this kind of cool ability to open and shut it without even using you know, my thumb. So you can oh, by the way, what I didn't mention is about the steel is that you're looking at a steel, the 154 cm is around 58 to 60 Rockwell hardness, which isn't huge, but it's more than adequate for most EDC uses and even hunting outdoors. You're not going to need anything more than that really, unless you're an extreme knife snob who only wants D2 steel, right? So The handles, well, you know what? There's different Griptilians, and some of them have a Grivery handle, which is basically a glass reinforced, or fiberglass reinforced nylon version for Benchmade. This one, I believe, is a Norol GTX handle with really aggressive texturing, which really gives you a really great grip. The length is 8.07 inches, the overall length, open, right? So there you go. And the blade length itself, I should say, is 3.45 inches long. And the style of the blade is really, it's kind of like a sheep's foot style, and it's got a hollow grind to it, all right? So it's not a flat grind. And of course, the finish you see is the black coating, which is really quite tough, I think, although I haven't put it through all its paces, but from the research I've done and from what I see of it so far, this knife is not going to fall short in any category, I don't think. One of the things I really like about this knife, as well as the handle, you know how, so I'm going to hold it like this, hopefully you can see that. A lot of knives, if they don't have reinforced metal liners, which this one does, but even some of them, if you can squeeze them like this, and not that makes a huge difference, but this one you can't, because along the back right here, it's not just a spacer, it's just the handles come right together, so there's no flexing, like they're holding themselves apart, plus there's a metal liner, so it's like the sturdiest handle you can imagine. You can't squeeze it at all. And the clip is right and left hand carry, but it's tip up and easily adjustable. So I'm jumping around here, but what the heck. It's a Mel Pardue design. You can see that right on the hand, or right on the blade. We like that. It's always fun to have a Pardue design. And if you're wondering what the best use is for this, it's not really classified as like a hunting knife as such. It doesn't have a big belly on it like a lot of the hunting knives. It's more of just an EDC outdoor knife. So either way, I've been carrying it for a little while just so that I kind of know what I'm talking about with this knife, and I have like zero complaints with it. It's not super heavy. It's sort of middle range in terms of its weight. And it's certainly not going to draw attention to being anything heavy and bulky like some knives that I do have. I've got some great knives from, for example, Ontario Knife Company, and they make great knives, except they are fairly heavy, and that can be a bit of a deterrent depending on the type of clothing you're wearing. All right, so what are the top 3 reasons to love this knife, in my opinion? Well, I personally love the opening sound. All right, that's just a personal thing. I also like the axis lock, so you can whip it open without even using your thumb, and you can close it the same way without using your fingers at all. So that's another thing we just kind of like, because I mean, let's face it, we all like to just kind of mess around and play with our knives every now and then, right? That's kind of why we have it. A lot of us have knife collections, but I mean, again, let's be honest, we don't use all our knives all the time. In fact, very few of us use our knives anytime. Seriously, I said it there, I said it. But we live in like a subdivision house in, the suburb of, some city, and what do we do that we need knives all the time? I mean, what, cut open Amazon boxes? Yeah, okay, that's true. But otherwise, we don't constantly use our knives every day. We do use them for wilderness trips, hunting, outdoors, and the odd task around the house. And so I haven't used this one a whole lot, but I look forward to doing that. And the third thing to love about this is the color. It's just aggressive looking. It just looks cool, I gotta say. All right, so it looks pretty tactical and in your face. Not that you necessarily want that, but just between you and me and the light post here, you kind of wouldn't mind having something that just looks cool, pretty on the, or easy on the eyes, right? So Actually, we have a bonus number 4 of what you might like about this knife, and that is the packaging I mentioned earlier. Just love that. Okay, and the main reason, I just have one reason that you might not like this knife, and that is that even without D2 steel, this knife is somewhere just south of 200 bucks. You can pay almost 200 bucks for this knife, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but I think you can get better deals out there for the quality of the steel and the design. So as much as we love it, 200 bucks, you know what? It's not horrible. I don't feel it's the worst waste of money. I mean, I paid for it, but I'm just saying I'm trying to find reasons, and that might be a good reason for you to look for something maybe a little bit less expensive unless you have the budget, in which case I think it's a great deal. So there you go. There you have my initial thoughts and the basic overview of the Benchmade Griptilian. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around for that review. And now for the big reveal. We are giving away a free Kershaw injection. All right, so here it is. Brand new, never been used. In fact, I haven't even used it for a review. It's currently discontinued. The retail price, you can get it on eBay, and actually it's not totally discontinued, you can get it on Amazon. You're looking at anywhere from like as little as 20 bucks, you can pay 50 bucks for it, all right? So it's not super expensive, but it's not a piece of junk either. All right, I will ship this to you free. All you have to do is, you gotta give me a like, you gotta give me a subscribe, of course, right? There's always a catch. But what I need you to do is to write, in addition to that, give me a reason that you really, really would like to have it. Maybe there is a particular reason. Maybe you just want to add it to your collection. Maybe you're like, I don't know, I just want to win something free. That's fine. Maybe there's a bit of a deeper reason. I'm just curious. And if you have something helpful to add to either myself, maybe some feedback of some kind, or maybe something helpful for the rest of our viewers, that would be wonderful. And I will do a random draw from people who kind of qualify and fit those qualifications, which are not really very challenging. All right, so I will do the draw on August the 31st of 2020, and then I don't know, I might do a live thing on YouTube, or maybe not, I don't know, not sure, haven't gotten there yet, but I will inform the winner very soon after that. All right, so make sure I have your information, that I can contact you somehow, whether it's an email that you put in your reply to me, or your comments below, whatever it is, I need to be able to contact you. All right, thanks for watching, and if you've received any sort of value or benefit in a review like this, please do give me a like and a subscribe anyway, and I would be ever grateful for that. And I'll give you a new video, probably not even every week. I won't bother you very much, so subscribing to me doesn't hurt you, because you probably get a video from me, oh man, maybe once a month, maybe once every 3 weeks, something like that, and it'll be something helpful, probably a review, or something else that will probably be worth watching rather than not worth watching. All right, till next time, guys, stay sharp.